投打者として四球を選び、自打者のスミスが放ったシーズン15号目となる逆転ツーランホームランでホームを踏みました。2回の打席では、ツーアウトの状況で投手が投じたワンバウンドのスライダーが左足に当たり四球となり、続くプレーでスミスに対する初球で今シーズン18個目の盗塁を成功させました。4回のワンアウト1塁2塁で四球を選び、6回には右中間への三塁打を放ちました。その日の試合を決定づける28号ソロホームランは、打球速度が 109.9 マイル、飛距離が430フィートという豪快な一撃でした。対戦投手のハドソンはカウント0-1から低めのカットボールを投じましたが、大谷はこれを見事に捉えました。打球が打たれた直後、ハドソン投手は振り返りながら打球の飛ぶ様子を確認しました。大谷が一塁に向かう間、ハドソンは両手を膝につけ、うなだれるような姿で驚愕していました。その時のハドソンの表情は、虚無とも言える表情をしていました。この一部始終をアメリカでの実況では、
大谷が打ち砕いた
と熱狂的に伝えられ、
宇宙間に打ち上げたゴーンヌ
と興奮を隠せない様子で放送されました。この模様を日本語字幕付きで紹介します。
Shohei Otani leading the National League in wins above replacement. It's kind of an all-encompassing stat, takes fielding into the equation, takes everything into the equation. Your overall player worth. Here's the catch. Otani is a designated hitter, and no designated hitter has ever won the MVP. Will Otani be the first to do it, D-Train?
I think so. The way he's covered the baseball, especially after the loss of Mookie Betts, him sliding into the leadoff position over the last 15 games, 8 home runs, 17 RBIs, and 15 runs scored. So he continues to be that catalyst for that offense, and he's needed in Dave Roberts, especially the leadership standpoint in that leadoff position. It's not easy to be a leadoff hitter, but he's a power threat. He can make it 1-0 in the blink of an eye, and I love the responsibility that he relishes in. So I think he's stepped up with the loss of Mookie Betts, and I think he's going to win the MVP this year offensively.
So if he leads all of the offensive categories, I completely agree with you. But I do believe that if he's ahead in a handful of them, and then let's say Bryce Harper is the other, Bryce Harper will get the MVP. Remember, right. Bryce Harper was the National League Player of the Month in both May and June, and he is having an unreal year. And again, the Phillies are the best team in Major League Baseball right now. So, you know, all those things, Otani has the ability to win it, but I don't know that a DH has ever led every offensive category. So this would be special if he was able to do
the spot. Shohei Otani 320 with 47 and 130, he doesn't win it.
Not if Bryce Harper's 310.
Come on, man. You know where we getting our checks from. You know where we getting our checks from. You take it easy over there.
I got to have some credibility here.
Well, it's a fun series, right? Otani and the Dodgers, first place in the West against the Brewers, who've been in first place in the Central all but one day. That's what's at stake tonight. Dodgers.
All right, I got a good question for you. What you got? How many years does Otani end up pitching and hitting for the Dodgers? If you had to guess, like no perfect, world. I got a number.
Okay. I'll give you this. Pitching has long been his passion,
Right.
So for whatever that's worth, you know he's going to do everything he can to keep doing it as long as he can.
Right.
What's the number in your head?
At 5, to me, would be a successful contract, and it would be heroic to go much beyond that. There's no scientific data behind that, but when you've had 2 injuries and you have the dynamic player that they signed that leads them into it next year, and then I think he's got 3 premier years with his arm and bat that makes him go down as the greatest player ever to play the game.
Swings and misses at that slider. For the last 3 years doing both, second best hitter in baseball behind Judge in OPS, top 5 starting pitcher in terms of ERA.
I often said I thought his arm was better than his bat, and he's made it almost impossible to come up with what's better now.
Rips this ball down the line, but foul.
Because people don't understand. Now, he's got the freedom this year. He's training to get ready with his arm, but he's got the freedom to only concentrate on one thing. It's showing, I think. He's had another year where that was evident, but he was younger and it was raw. It was the injury probably had more to do mentally this time around, he's got the experience of coming back and knowing what that's like. And I think that's why he's having one of the best offensive years of his career.
Yeah, and he's talked about that, how the workload being less has helped him. He said, but to your point, you know, he's had this situation before, didn't handle it quite as well. He says the other thing is I'm just getting better and more well-rounded as a hitter.
Yep.
You know, this is now 6 years into his major league career. Waits on another payoff pitch. And takes ball 4 to load the bases. He's been on all 3 times. Well, he started to work his way back, started throwing a couple months ago. It's part of his routine each week. Get out there and play some catch. There are no plans for him to make any kind of pitching return this year, but the hope is that he's ready for opening day next year with his arm as well.
Selfishly, I don't know if he'll, I mean, we're creatures of habit, so it's easier for me to say this than to probably have done it. But I just hope that when he comes back to pitching, he doesn't have to throw 94-mile-an-hour sliders and 99-mile-an-hour fastballs, right? I just hope that that sustainability of the talent, athleticism, and his ability to throw and repeat his mechanics is second to none. But that'll be tougher to do than just saying it.
It's already shattered conventional wisdom, done what nobody's ever done. This two-way prowess, yeah, Babe Ruth did it, but for a much shorter time than he's already accomplished. And in the first of a 10-year deal, which he hopes to pack in as much two-way duty as he can, as any human could. It's 1-2 on Otani. Could have a couple Triple Crown chases to follow as this summer rolls on. Aaron Judge doing it in the American League, although as soon as Stephen Kwan qualifies, there's going to be a huge gap between him and the leader.
I don't know what he's doing.
Man, oh man.
And the Guardians being another great story heading into the All-Star break. Don't know that a lot of people saw that. You think about iconic manager and Terry Francona stepping down. Stephen Voigt's come right in and keep the ship going.
Otani stays alive, slapping that pitch foul. Kwan, by the way, is at 365, which means he's slumped over the last couple weeks because it was like 390. Well, the 1-2 to Otani, and he cracks one in the air to right center field, headed deep, headed off the wall. Otani racing around second, has his mind down 3, relays late, and it's a triple for Otani. Throws backed up by Wilson.
I know the home run is king, but triple is probably one of the most exciting things for the fans to watch, especially when you run like this. High cutter, he had a little too much topspin on it. It dies against the wall, sits right there, and once that happens, it's off to the races for Otani, and he put it into probably 10th gear right about here, and easily a triple.
Dodgers looking for their first run since the first 3 batters of the game all score. Otani smashes one, right center field. This ball's gone! Shohei Otani's National League leading 28th home run of the season, and the Dodgers lead it 5-3. Brian Hudson came into the weekend almost untouched this year. Has given up 3 home runs in 2 games. He had given up 3 all year prior to last night.
試合終了後、デーブ・ロバーツ監督は大谷翔平選手のホームランについて、
私は確信していた。あれは間違いなく素晴らしい一発だった
と称賛の言葉を述べました。さらに、
翔平が戻ってきた
と感動の声を上げました。ロバーツ監督は、
今日の試合前に彼と話をしたが、彼なら状況をリセットできるだろうと感じていた。彼はしっかりと四球を選んでおり、打撃がいかに難しいかを示している。翔平と対戦する相手は彼に対してベストを尽くす
と評価しました。この日のホームランで大谷翔平選手はメジャーリーグでの通算199本目の本塁打を記録し、日本人選手としては初の200号ホームランにあと一歩と迫りました。現在の成績は本塁打28本、打率3割1分6厘、得点72、OPS1.045、長打率6割4分3厘、塁打220、長打53、ISO327となっており、ナショナルリーグで8つの主要な部門でトップに立っています。 また、大谷選手はメジャーリーグ史上初となるシーズン50本塁打&30盗塁の記録も視野に入れています。これからも大谷翔平選手のさらなる活躍にご期待ください。チャンネル登録と高評価をぜひお願いします。ご視聴誠にありがとうございました。